What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. As we continue our 2023 NFL Draft Prospect Series, I got a very special guest coming out of University of North Dakota, one of the biggest, baddest runners in this year's 2023 NFL Draft. He can block for the quarterback. He can catch the rock. And yes, he can truck you and get lots and lots of touchdowns, which that is what he did this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take and welcome Tyler Hoosman. Tyler, how you doing today, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, blessed to have you on, man. I know it's been a pretty busy offseason for you, man. You know, you had the Tropical Bowl, and we got the NFL Draft right around the corner, man. How's this whole process been for you, getting ready for the NFL Draft?
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. Obviously, it's a kind of crucial time to, kind of work on the things you might have weaknesses on, and just work on the things that a lot of scouts are looking for. It's kind of a process where obviously none of us college athletes have been in before, so it's a little new and new stuff you kind of have to learn about and whatnot. But I mean, training, eating the right stuff, working with agents and talking to scouts and whatnot has been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you started off your college career, University of Northern Illinois. Is that right?
Yeah, Northern Iowa.
Oh, no, Northern Iowa. Thank you so much. Man, you go there and then you go to, I believe you finish out your couple years there. Then you went over to University of North Dakota and you balled out. You had your biggest year yet, man. Man, what was the thought process coming into the beginning of this college football season?
Yeah, I think I just kind of came into the season with a little chip on my shoulder. I think, I think I still had a lot to prove in that aspect. I don't think I got, the full production that I kind of wanted to at UNI. I think I learned a lot of great things. Was around a lot of great people. But I mean, it was just kind of my time this year where I was just, in full focus mode. I was in the same conference, obviously, so still, great competition, in FCS. But yeah, I think it was real important year for me for sure. Because I mean, if I wanted to get to the next level, I knew I had to have a huge season, which I thought I had a really productive season, which was great. So, but yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I love the guys out there. They brought me in like I've been there for the past 5-6 years. Real brotherhood out there, and we had a real fun season.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for people who are not familiar with that division, it produces tons of NFL talent. For the people, they're so used to seeing Alabama and all these other schools. But man, like these smaller schools, there's a lot of gems there, man, such as yourself, man. What was the quality of football like going to University of North Dakota?
Yeah, it was actually really good. I mean, I think the FCS kind of does get overlooked in a sense. I mean, even when I was at UNI, we got a starting tackle for the Bills this year, Spencer Brown, to play with him, Trevor Penning. Obviously, you guys know David Johnson, Kurt Warner, and whatnot. So a lot of guys do come out of there. And North Dakota, is right up there. They're starting to produce a lot of great athletes, and there's been a couple guys that has went on to the next level. They just had a lineman the previous year go to the Dallas Cowboys, get drafted. So, I mean, the competition is, I don't think, much different than if I were at an FBS school or whatnot. I mean, we've proven when we compete with those top guys that we could hang just in, if not better. But I mean, you got to come prepared every single week and prepare just like you were on Alabama or something like that. So I think it was that definitely led me to North Dakota, was obviously the coaches and the brotherhood that was there, but also just the competition level. I wanted to stay at one of the top competitions I could play at.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I'm watching your tape, and I've watched a lot of it, man. It's really tough to see any flaws in your game. Maybe that's just my blind spots, but man, I love watching you play football, man. You're amazing out there, man. For what it looks like, you're a great teammate as well, too. What are some parts of your game you're hoping to take to the next level, or maybe perhaps some areas of improvement you're hoping to improve on before the draft?
Yeah, I think I'm just a very versatile player, like you mentioned. Obviously a perfect size for, an NFL back, every down back. But, I think I'm definitely like a student of the game type of thing. I'm very intellectual. Coming out of UNI, like I said, I had a 3.7 GPA. So, I mean, I'm real good with school, and then picking apart, defenses and whatnot. I'm real heavy in, studying tape and whatnot. I could kind of do a little bit of it all. I'm real good in stout and pass protection. I can catch the ball out of the backfield, which they've implemented with me a little bit more this year. Obviously, I'm a north and south type of runner. I'm not afraid to get into some contact, level of contact, but I can also make you miss, which I've kind of shown a little bit this past year as well. But yeah, I'm just real explosive through the line of scrimmage. But I mean, I think the biggest thing I kind of took on this year that was a little bit different was I tried to have more of a leadership role, which I think you could ask, any of my head coaches, offense coordinators at North Dakota. That I definitely, even with the short time I was there, I definitely took on a leadership role, and a lot of people looked at me, for either advice or for lessons or whatnot. I was always kind of amping the group up. I'm not a huge vocal guy, but I'll obviously show it on the field and from my work ethic and whatnot. But yeah, man, I think I'm just definitely ready for the next level. I could bring a lot of different attributes to a team, and any opportunity that I could get, I'd be blessed for.
That's awesome. That is awesome. We're excited to take and see it. Now, you've had one heck of a football journey going to UNI and then going to University of North Dakota and really setting the world on fire, man. It just goes to show you that, man, once you're given opportunity, you're going to make the most of it, man. So it's
Sure.
exciting to see. That being said, what are some NFL running backs that you perhaps take and model your game after?
Um, I think I'd have to say more like a Ezekiel Elliott or Josh Jacobs. I've noticed a lot this year. I mean, I'm pretty, I'd say similar in size, bigger backs. They get those tough yards. I mean, they're real hard runners. They definitely got some speed to them as well. Make a guy miss at the line of scrimmage, get north south type of dudes. Just guys that are real reliant on. I mean, I could definitely be relied on with the ball in clutch situations and whatnot. But I have that mindset of no one's going to stop me like some of those good backs in the NFL. And I mean, they've been producing for years now, so I definitely kind of like to emulate a little bit of some of them, but also I just think I kind of got my own game going, so it's been
Love
nice.
it. I love it. That being said, training, a lot of players, man, they're going to different parts of the countries, different gyms and stuff, working with very specific trainers who could help for them to elevate their game and their skill level. What's your training looking like right now?
Yeah, I'm actually training back in Illinois, so I'm from the Chicago area, but I usually travel up to Northbrook every day. With I'm at TC Boost with Tom Christian. He's been working with a small group of guys, getting ready for pro day and draft and whatnot. So, but I mean, he's been emphasizing, getting times down, obviously, and working on some of those drills that we're going to be doing in pro day. So it's been a lot of fun, and I've been learning a lot of new stuff that obviously might not have been emphasized as much as while you're in college, but different angles, different mechanics and whatnot of training, and just making sure I come to any mini camp ready to go. So, but yeah, I mean, Tom Christian's been getting me real prepared up at TC Boost, and I've been having a lot of fun. Training. We train up there, I think 4 or 5 times a week. But yeah, he's been real good with recovery, with the training aspect, just implementing all different types of things.
Excellent, excellent. And as far as schemes, this is a time where fans, whether you're a fan or whether you're a coach or a scout, they're looking at these different players like, hey, and they're reporting to these NFL teams like, what scheme would they best fit in? Is there a favorite like offensive scheme that you prefer, or can you really go any way? Or
Yeah, I think like I said, I'm real versatile. I've played in almost all types of different offenses and different schemes that they have. Um, I'd say this past year, I really like some of our gap schemes and counter schemes. I think just because of the type of runner I am, and north south type of runner, it sets. I like to set myself up behind my blockers, and it gives me a clear path of setting up the defenders which way I want to go, so I can make the right cut off of them. Um, but yeah, I think like I said, I've ran a lot of inside zones, um, gap schemes. Like I said, a lot of powers and encounters are probably my top three runs that I care for. But I could honestly do it all, and I'm confident to say that because I have been doing it all this past year. So, but I mean, like I said, any offense that they'll bring, I'm a student of the game, so I could definitely pick up on what they have and whatnot real quick. So it's been nice.
that's awesome. Now you mentioned you're from the Chicago area. There's an abundance of talent in the Chicago area, man. It's literally like a gem of the Midwest. Really, any sport, kind of thing. Growing up, did you have a favorite NFL team? Were you a Bears fan, or what was your favorite team growing up?
Yeah, I've been a Bears fan kind of my whole life. I started picking up football probably at the young age of like 7, I'd say. At around 7, I started playing tackle football. I even got in it before my older brother did. My older brother kind of got him to start playing with me and whatnot. So we've been playing our whole lives. But we were big Chicago Bears fans and whatnot. I started getting into football right around the time they went to the Super Bowl versus the Colts, I think, '07. So that kind of sparked some interest and whatnot, and obviously wanted to emulate some of the stuff that they were doing. I was always running around the house with footballs, sleeping with footballs and whatnot. You could ask my dad, but yeah, big Bears fan. But obviously, since I've had some players and people that I've played with go to different teams, I've been kind of just observing the whole league and whatnot. So it's been real cool to check and see how those guys have been doing.
Love it. Love it. Now, what was your aha moment? It could have been Pee Wee football. It could have been while you were at UNI. What was your aha moment where like, man, I can do this. This doesn't just have to be a sport that I do in college. I could take this to the next level, the professional level, the NFL. What was your aha moment for you?
I think I've always kind of had that feeling where it was more of a feeling and a dream that I could do it. So I always, in my mind, I was like, there's no plan B or C. It's always I'm going to the NFL type of thing. Obviously, you get older, you realize you got to have a plan B or C. But growing up, I was always so focused on like, I could do this thing. But I'd say it wasn't really till high school I realized how gifted of a talent that I had. I honestly kind of went through puberty and developed into my body kind of later than other people. So the speed and the size and whatnot came a little later, maybe my sophomore year of high school. But after my sophomore junior year, I started finally perfecting my craft and whatnot, and I started seeing some of those results. Obviously, started getting more looks from scouts from college teams and whatnot, and camps and like that. And so I mean, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'd say definitely around my junior, senior year of high school was real big for me, and we were able to, even go to the state championship my senior year. I mean, my high school teams never won a playoff game until then, and that year we went all the way to state. So I was able to help lead them to there, and had a great season. 30 touchdowns and whatnot my senior year, and then going into UNI, I was just slowly getting used to, the college speed of the game and whatnot, and whatnot, and learning things from other guys. And once you get past that kind of thing, if you have the confidence, you could play with any type of player on the field, and you got to have that confidence moving forward. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun just seeing me progress over time. I know a lot of supporters and whatnot say they love seeing my work ethic and how I progressed over time. So it's been great, and I obviously only hope to keep progressing and stay confident moving forward.
Love it. I love it. And you talked about your high school, man, and you really got out the mud, man. So for you to
Yeah.
rise out of that, I played for a trash high school team, man. So
Oh, yeah.
man, we didn't get good till senior year, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun in high school.
That's awesome, man. That being said, for NFL teams, they do tons of research. They reach out to NFL scouts. NFL scouts. They reach out to your neighbors. They reach out to coaches, teachers. They want to get to know. They ultimately want to get to know the man underneath the helmet. What's something you want NFL teams and NFL scouts who are watching this to know about you that they may not know already?
Yeah, I think I'm just honestly a real humble guy. That's probably my biggest trait. I'm real humble, real focused on my craft and bringing assets to different teams and whatnot. There's none you got to worry about with me outside the field and whatnot. I'll come to work every single day. Be one of the first guys there, one of the last guys to leave. My work ethic speaks for itself, and how I've transformed kind of myself in that aspect. But I just think that teams don't realize that there's no one really that I know that's going to care more about winning a championship for their team than me on the team. I take that kind of stuff to heart, and I'm just so focused and whatnot moving forward. And I think any opportunity that a team would give me, I'd take full advantage of, and that's all I could ask for, honestly.
Last question of the night. You finally, whether you get that call or whether you UDFA, whatever the situation is, no matter what round you get drafted in, once you make a NFL team, and I'm sure you will, man, what are some of your goals when you get to the next level?
Yeah, I think honestly, a big part of it is just giving back. I think my parents have done so much for me with training and supporting me, moving around their schedule and whatnot. A lot of expenses and whatnot. Obviously, I want to pay back them with a lot of stuff. I'd love to do more community work. I think even with certain foundations, my grandma had breast cancer, so I think getting involved with some kind of breast cancer foundation or whatnot would be huge for me. Um, let's see, goal. I mean, like I said, I just want each year I want to learn a little bit something, take on some of the roles and work with some of the vets of the team and just perfect my craft so I can slowly work my way up and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I hope to be playing on a team, whatever role they got for me. I'd love to be doing it. But yeah, I'm real excited for the future for myself and whatnot. But yeah, I think the goals will come for themselves once I kind of figure out, where I land at and whatnot and what team I'm on and that moving forward.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's really great knowing you, man. And I know for any fans taking and watching this, they're like, please, praying to the football gods, can you land on my football team? So
I hope so. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Very excited for you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go down in the description of this video. I'm gonna have all social media stuff down below. Go down there, follow this man, and follow his story. He's gonna be getting his hands into the community and also getting himself into the end zone as well, too, for possibly your favorite football team. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Also, Tyler, before you go, man, any shout outs?
Honestly, just shout out to my parents. Shout out to all my supporters that's been with me, through the whole thing. I'm hoping to make you guys proud, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. So just appreciate you having me onto the show. It's been great.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, Tyler Hoosman.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, king crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy throw it down, yeah I'm ill, not my will, don't cop a fill the house, listen to the roaring crowd, drop a light, calm it down, Heisman all the haters mouth, superhero hit them wow, packing more action than bing boom bam pow, touchdown for the win, we live, subscribe right now.
Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where I cover all 32 NFL teams plus NFL exclusive interviews. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts, comment below, and we'll catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith.